Now, I have the pleasure of inviting Professor MSM Aslam, Chairman, Research and Publication Unit, Faculty of Management Studies, to share your valuable thoughts with the gathering.
Say good morning to ladies and gentlemen. Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Atula Nyanapala, professors. Okay, right. And my dear colleague academics and distinguished keynote speakers and other virtual audience and physical audience. It's a blessing and great honor for me to even to attend the 6th ICMR. We started way back in 2016 with the emerging need of the faculty on the scientific communication or research and knowledge disseminations. So one of the major reason for us to came up with the conference, there were so many knowledge which were disseminated or published in different forms, electronically or printed or any other social media or mass media. The need of the knowledge was not for the publication, not for the professional development, or not for the institutional growth. The need was the sustainable development. About four decades back, the world recognized the need of the sustainability. The world started to move towards the sustainable development globally. So millions of researchers started to get involved in this. And number of conferences every time held in the world. And there were so many dialogues, so many conferences related to the sustainable development. By reaching 2015, the world declared the 2030 agenda once again to reach the sustainable development by 2030. By 2015-16, we realized what is the biggest issue with the drawback of sustainability. We talk, we dream, we do so many things to move toward the sustainable development. Only the problem is we don't materialize. We can envisage or we can envision the sustainable development ideally. But in the real context, in the real world, it was missing. So this was one of the first ever theme we found for the research and the interdisciplinary conference. Inspiration, investigation, integration, and implementations. We were good in inspiration. We were good in investigation. The second two I's, that mean integration and implementations, are missing in the world. This was the biggest reason for the failure of the sustainability, we understood. So although UN declared the 17th Sustainable Development Goal by 2013-14, and the 2015, more than 160 countries agreed to move toward the sustainable. Sri Lanka is also one of the countries. So where you all understood, there was a glamour situation in the country when the new government came into the power in 2015. There was a great launching in the parliament stating 2030 sustainable status of Sri Lanka. Actually, I had to laugh on that day. How it would be possible within 15 years to make this country to be sustainable. We were importing more than 80% of our household material from outside. We were using a lot of energy consuming activities. So many things right around us. which harm the sustainability, which harm the ecosystem. So many issues we were come acrossing, but without understanding, without realizing this fact, our policymakers decided to say that glamour picture or rosy picture to the country that we are going to reach 2030 sustainable states. So this was a laughing incident happened in 2015. So by the time when 2016 we started the beginning, so we have to highlight, we have to emphasize the integration that was stated by Ban Ki-moon recent past, transformative partnership to move towards the sustainable development. TIER and the International Resource Utility Center TIER and the Ban Ki-moon jointly published the report, UN report on transformative partnership that emphasize the integrations, especially the stakeholder integrations. So this is what our basically in 2016, what we want to how to integrate the stakeholders. There was so many knowledge all around the world in many journals, in many books, monographs, so many documents, and there were knowledge. There was no any shortage of knowledge in the world. Only the thing is synthesizing of this knowledge into one platform or a one framework or a one channel to address these issues were missing. So knowledge was mystified, puzzled. So environmentalists doing research on sustainability in different angles, tourism journal scientists doing the different journal angles, and all this. So this was the sort of a look at the world, we were so absurd. Understanding and realizing the issues, still we are contributing for the declining of the sustainability of the global ecosystem or a biodiversity or a conservation. So this was the reason for us to initiate the Interdisciplinary Conference from 2016. So we are moving towards a sort of successful journey. So we are able to collaborate with number of institutions. We are not able to collaborate with the different disciplinary people under the perspective of management. And we are able to collaborate with the different territories. This is what the world needs. Unless until the, Shanmugam, who was one of the, inspiring character in my life from a small village in India, who came up with a good example for the world to show how is the smart village could be developed. It's a village who developed. He is not a scientist. He is not a graduate. He is not a sort of a philosopher or a philanthropist. He's just a person who is in Tamil context, the panchayat is a village council. Who came over the village council chairman from a Chandi village. The complete village was it's like a Chandi areas made out of all thatch houses. In 1995, this was the village situation in Coimbatore. By 1996, he came to the power as a Panchayat president. He was thinking how this village could be developed. Most of the time, as usual in Sri Lankan context also, when the people start to get a little bit prosper, they leave from their their landscape to the another landscape to establish their life. Similar situation he came across in this particular village. You can Google and see there are so many video documents. Now it's in almost in the Harvard Business School's case study. He came up how this village could be developed. What we talk in sustainability in ideal context, in the concept, he started to practice without realizing the knowledge of sustainability is available in the country, in the world. So he started to produce develop their own energy, water, infrastructure, and whole village. Everybody is given the shelter. Even people who migrate from the village came back to the village and established their livelihood in the village. Now today it is one of the smart village in the world. So this is a good example for us to understand what is the truth of integration. What he did, he didn't have any resource. He didn't have any other things, but he was able to collaborate with the national government, local government, states government, and the different institutions to integrate all this power energy into synergy and made this success story. So this is what we could realize in the world. If we want to really enjoy the sustainability in the world, we have to come to the issues where we come across. Rather than just while talking, we further and further contribute for the unsustainable practices of the world. Even if you take this room, what are we doing here? Having a pleasant environment outside, we have switched on our air conditions. Having a very good bright sunlight, we have switched on right on us the lights. So this is the common syndrome, common issues what we find. We talk the sustainability, even within ourselves, we don't have a sustainability. So in the present, what is the most essential need of the research and publication units? This is what we want. Globally and nationally, we have to address these issues. We have to direct the world and we have to direct the nations with the real sustainabilities. We are, I think, almost, I think all the keynote speakers pointed out these things. We are good in the material science. All the material scientists, ultimately, they also come to the mind science. If you take the Thomas Alva Editions, or you take all the majority of the scientists, Western scientists, they are highly good in material science, but most of the time, we lose the main mind science. So the mind science, it says the morality. So the mind science teach you spirituality. The mind science, the ethics, everything comes from the mind science. So in this techno paradigm, there is a need of collaboration of the mind science and the material science. So this is the biggest responsibility of the research and publication unit, organizing conferences, launching journals, establishing, launching magazines, various things. So therefore, as a scientist, as a research institution, researchers, academics, as university community, learned community, the biggest responsibility what we have to bring this world from myth to the reality. That is the biggest task. In the scientific world, in present, highly we call the techno paradigm or a technocratic world, what has happened? We all try to become a good in material science. We lose the mind science. When we lose the mind science, we lose all the qualities what is stated by the Professor Parasuraman under the Kate Raworth's theory, donor theory. I think you all can refer. This is one of the theories. What has happened? Our over-exceeding needs led us to lose the social quality or human qualities in the world. So we have left from the human paradigms to the techno paradigm. This is the present context where we expect from the research and publication unit, we have to address these serious issues. Day by day, ecosystem being damaged with exceeding intervention into penetration into the sea, right? And exceeding intervention to the nocturnal ecosystem. We talk about the day ecosystem, but we never talk about the nocturnal ecosystem. We illuminate the whole world, illuminate the whole world with artificial lighting, whole nights. You can see if you go to the aerial picture and see the many countries, they don't have a darkness in the world. So what happens if we lose the darkness? Part of the world will die. It's happening already. Even in Sri Lanka, we are not far better to say compared to others. Even our whole urban area, all village areas being light up in the night time, you can see artificial lighting, LED lighting. It's very harmful for the nocturnal ecosystem. Day by day, we are losing many creatures, fauna and flora, due to this artificial lighting. So many issues are happening, but we, the scientists, we always being in a comfort zone. We don't need to worry about these things, but our future is going to be struggle. So this is the reason. So we have to continuously encourage and continue our research and publications in different ways. there are journals, and there are conferences. Plus, we have magazines. And we are also planning to have we have already started the mass communication network through our research and innovation columns in the mass media. Every Sunday, every weekends, we are sharing our research inputs and our scholarly knowledge to share with the mass to collaborate in the development process. And plus, we are also planning to have a very frequent research, alert message to give research bulletins. Very soon we'll be launching in the faculty. That will, refresh our research dissemination, knowledge dissemination, and the research publication every monthly. It's only a synopsis. We are going to, sort of giving highlights for our research and publications. So the research and research bulletin will be giving opportunity for us to serve all the materials, whatever scholarly articles and the scientific article what we published. And this will give an opportunity for us to, enhance the citations or the knowledge implementations. And in addition to that, we are also planning to have a research and publication unit. Most probably very soon, we will be having a research dashboard. Because, always the research methodology or a research and publication, we talk about in different lectures and the things. There is no fingertip information. So there is an urgent need of our undergraduates, postgraduates, and the plus researchers to have any information in the fingertips. So research and publication units planning for a research dashboards where people can access any sort of information related to research and publication in their fingertips through the research dashboard. Most probably with our faculty members' contributions, because there's not a one person's or a few people's inputs. Every member should be able to contribute for the research dashboard in different angles. So we will be able to establish the research dashboard for the faculty. This is the way forward of the research and publication units. Other than this conference, today we are very, very happy because, wonderfully this research conference is organized and collaborated by the research, the conference committee. It is unbelievably, it's moved beyond our expectations, that I had to say. We have to appreciate Professor Devasri and other members of the conference committees, especially for our leader, the Dean of the faculties, to make it up to that level. And today we are very happy to launch these and the conference and integrate the conference and continue the technical sessions. So thank you very much for everybody giving this opportunity for the research and publication unit. Let us move towards the sustainable future. Thank you very much.